Christmas is over, and I hope you got everything you wanted. But winter, well, winter's here to stay. And winter snowfall is so beautiful. So let's keep that rolling with this week's project. It's the perfect centerpiece for combining those wintry textures and making things look icy. And it's fragrant too, because we're using fresh evergreen. So let's get started on our frosty centerpiece. We've already put our artesia into the container. For those of you who want more information about artesia and how to soak it properly, we have a webisode back in season 1 that you can view in our archives. Go right up there on our screen and click on the archived episodes. In this case, we're going to be creating our own version of JTV flocking. But this week, we're going to create it with styrofoam shred, the same product we used when we created our winter tablescape. We're going to use it to flock our own Christmas evergreen. I've got some beautiful noble fir boughs. We simply take a nice bough like this that we want to use, and Tack 2000 is going to let us be Jack Frost. We spray a little bit of the Tack 2000, and then we dip this in our snow. And look at that. Just like freshly powdered snow. We can use several techniques too, because maybe we just hit it a little bit. And then we've got a lighter coating. Or we can just do it on the tips so that we have kind of a mottled appearance too. So there's different ways to do it, and we're going to use it on our pine cones, we're going to use it and make snowballs, and we're also going to use it on our beautiful winterberry. Now, you'll notice that the winterberry's red, but here's what's really cool about this technique. Yeah, I said cool. Here we go. A little bit of the color still shows through, but it gives us a wonderful, icy, wintry look. So we're going to do these and our evergreen. We're using these as the central vertical axis of the design. So doing our winterberry first is important, and we can do it all at once. Spray on a good coat of our Tack 2000 and then into the box. Ta-da! Our very own JTV Jack Frost. Flocking has become so popular. I remember as a kid back in Nebraska, my dad had a flocking booth inside the greenhouse, and he would flock everything for Christmas. You know, he's kept that up for many, many years, and he kept doing it so long that now it's back in style again. That forms the central vertical axis of our design. Now we're ready to add our pieces of evergreen. We're adding these out of the sides, and we're going to create a collar around the entire outside of the bouquet. For this project, I'm spraying the entire surface of the evergreen, and then taking it over and dipping it into the floral snow. If there's any larger hunks, you can pick those off. And then I can cut that and insert it directly into the design. We want to use a couple other types of greenery too, so that we've got a little variation, so that they all don't look alike. Because outside, there are several types of trees. And you know how pretty it is when the snow's on different types of material. So if we use other pieces and spray it, we get an entirely different look on the juniper than we got on the noble fir. We can do one piece and then we can trim it apart so that we have a nice clean place to hang on to. But remember, if we get the snow and the adhesive all over our hands, the poke-on leaf shine is really helpful in helping us get that off. Use a little bit of the long-needled pine as well. See how great that looks? Then, as just a little bit of interest, I'm going to add some silver fir that I haven't done anything to. The fragrance is so incredible from these fresh greens. And by adding water to this centerpiece, you're going to be able to keep it alive for a long period of time. So it's going to bring enjoyment all winter long. Because it's a centerpiece, we're also working on both sides so that we cover everything, and it looks great from all directions. A few of our pine cones. Look great, all frosty. This one has a lot of snow on it, and that's kind of fun too, because snow falls in different variations all over. So that makes it look a little bit more realistic for us. Now let's make a couple snowballs. I'll take a wood pick and put it into my styrofoam ball. I spray this and roll it in the snow. Now, you may think that this could be a messy job. It's a really good idea to put something down on top of your table so that you're able to protect it from the spray adhesive. But other than that, it works pretty well because you can see I'm wearing all black. We still look pretty good. And we'll add a couple snowflakes. Now, if I wanted to enhance this even more, I could spray the snowflake and put it in the snow too. That way it's covered more in snow. You get to decide and personalize it your own way. I live in Michigan and I love snow, so we're going to use snow on just about everything. So you're seeing how this effect can work on just about every product. That brings me to this week's JTV Trick of the Week. I want to show you how you can use this on fresh flowers. I was just over at the Horty Fair this year in Amsterdam, and one of the things that was so popular at one of the breeders was taking white roses and coating them with a flocking material. We can do that exact same thing for a couple of roses that we can put right in this centerpiece. Now, the roses aren't going to last all winter long, so there's something that we can take out and replace time after time. This is a beautiful Polar Star rose from Euphoria, and again, I'm going to use my spray adhesive, but I want to remember to stay at least 18 inches back from the flower itself. I put a light coating on it, and then I can actually pour the snow over the top of the rose and shake off the excess. But that gives me an incredible frosted rose that really spices up this arrangement. It makes it so wintry. We'll also add a few little stars. And these come pre-made, already glittered, and already on a stick. I'm going to add those around my roses. We'll create a couple more of those. Remember, just a light coating. And then pouring the snow over the top. Shake off the excess. And they look so delicious. Maybe we want to replace these with red carnations the next time. Or maybe we want to replace them with some white pom-poms. We can use any flower and pull them in or out of this centerpiece throughout the entire winter. So we can change it up for whatever the occasion and whatever our feeling might be. White tulips could be amazing in this too. The stars also come in little spheres too, so I like those. Okay. So now, let's add some clear millimeter balls. They have an opalescent texture to them, so they look icy and wintry as well. It's always great to use several different types of textures in your creations because it makes it interesting to look at and makes the design more fun. I always like to have a little surprise in the arrangement. So when somebody comes and looks at it, they don't notice it right away, and the closer they come and the longer they look at it, there's a surprise there for them to see visually. These almost look like bubbles. That might be another neat way to use them sometime later for another project. And now we'll add a little bit of ribbon. Going to cut our ribbon at a dovetail simply by folding it over and cutting across it with our scissors. That gives me that nice dovetail. And I like to use 3 different kinds. This one has a gold metallic edge, so that's going to add just a little bit of JTB sparkle to this design. And this one has polka dots, and it's kind of a gray sheer material. You can use our Koei wood pick, and we add this as an element of design simply by tucking it into the arrangement using that pick. Because of the styrofoam on the branches, it holds the ribbon pretty much in place, and I can adjust it from week to week too. Say I get tired of my roses in a couple weeks and I put in some carnations. I can pull this ribbon out and add a new color. But by just adding lengths of ribbon like that, it's an easy, fun way for us to incorporate that ribbon product into our design. So, what do you think of our Icy Winter Wonderland centerpiece? It's going to be great for months. For those of you who don't have snow, what a great way to introduce that. Wouldn't this be fun on a table in Phoenix or in Southern California for a winter party? Here in Michigan, we've got plenty of snow, but this allows us to bring that snowy look, that winter, that frosty ice inside for us to enjoy on our table all season long. So what did we learn this week? We learned that you can winterize just about anything. We have JTV viewers all over the country, and this allows everyone, whether they have snow or not, to have snow whenever they want it. And it's easier to drive on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New